see. So everybody, it gets around 5 minutes to quickly talk about what the project is, what they want to talk about, and then we hear a beeping sound, and then we move to the next. So you have to make the beeping sound every time. Okay.
Hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Fabrizio Valpreda. I'm teaching Turin in Politecnico di Torino, and they are Michele, Stefano, Alessio, and Costanza that are my students. They are starting to prepare their final master degree project, which will be focused on Blender UI. And we consider the Blender UI only pretty unusable, so we are starting to redefine it completely. No, that's a joke. This is a joke, I swear. We do love Blender interface. If it has effectively some glitch, but nobody is perfect. We are here to present the idea of using Blender with other subjects, with other users. So we will work effectively on Blender UI, but not for artists, for designers, for animators, for compositors, which are already satisfied with a very well done Blender UI. So I will leave the time and space to Stefano, which is about to present the work.
Hi everybody, and our work starts by the opening keynotes conference of last year, and we focused on UI, and in particular because we would try to increase Blender usability and use more flexibility of interface. We realized that for the common user, the common user identify the product with the interface. So because the interface is the mean with whom it is possible to use a program. Nowadays, according to the Blender philosophy, it is centered on flexibility, sharing, and open. The current users are all from the same area of interest. We are asking if it is possible to extend the Blender philosophy to other areas of interest, for example, education, children, and so on. These are some examples, and we would like to know, and we are trying to understand if it is possible to extend to other objects. And this is some question we are trying to take in an answer. So we are starting our works on this guideline, and this is our work. So if there are any question or something else.
Our interest, of course, is not to have a question from you, but to say that we are asking ourselves those questions. And if somebody is interested in cooperation with this theme, we are, of course, open to share and to get tips, especially tips from skilled people, because we think that Blender is almost a very powerful tool, but it can be used with different subjects. Let's think about teaching children in the first level school about geometry, about space, about 3D manipulation of things. So they do very well with clay, for example, real clay. But what if they could be able to use virtual clay to do things? So this is this is our project. This is our idea. Thank you.
Less than 5 minutes. Perfect. Great. Okay, next coming up. Maybe?
I don't want my computer to fall off the edge.
Yes. If you want, you can hold this.
Okay.
If you want, you can say a couple of words.
Okay.
Start. It's on.
Hello.
Okay. Electricity?
That should be okay.
Oh, you need sound, I guess, right?
Well, yeah. Okay.
Hello. My name is Andrew Yonan, and I'm from the U.S. And I just wanted to show some of the work I made in Blender. This is a video about some marbles going down a ramp with lots of moving objects and shapes. I found Blender and I got very interested. I like making physics simulations, and so I like making physics simulations and lots of other things. I used the edit mode to make these simple objects and shapes, and then I used the logic editor to make them move. Some of the things in Blender I thought were really cool, like the rigid body tool set, so you can make the marbles move. I wanted to make the marbles make the marbles look reflective. So I used the materials tab and I added reflectivity to them. Now the marbles will look realistic. I didn't turn the reflectivity up too much. I just moved it up just halfway to make them look realistic. And I also made some okay. I wanted my school, I showed some of the work that I did here to my school, and I actually started a Blender club to get kids interested in Blender too, as well. And I'm happy to be here so that I can show you the work that I did in Blender, and also, and to show you some of the things that I like to do, like programming and computers and playing with physics. And so, thanks for watching.
Thank you very much. Impressive. So next coming up is Peter Camp and Tom Heines. Heines. Sorry. Hey.
There's no anus.
All right. Sorry. Yes. Here you go. You need sound or?
Sound would be good. Yeah,
Sound would be good. So in the meantime, you can plug this in.
That sounds good. Yeah. So just get it on once we want to switch. Okay, it's on the screen. Cool. So we switch to the webpage for a moment.
Okay,
We'll go to the webpage first.
right, you talk. I'll
Get the webpage.
do stuff.
Okay, hello. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. My name's Peter. I'm here to talk to you today about a little project that I run with Tom over there called 3DAMI. We presented a little bit last year. We're talking tomorrow if you're interested in finding out a little bit more. And what we do is we deal with pre-university students, introducing them to 3D animation. We run a summer school at universities in the UK. We're hoping to expand to Manchester and UCL this year. And we get students together to make movies. They run everything. So they storyboard, they come up with the ideas, they storyboard, they script it, they make animatics, they then model everything, they then animate it, they then composite it, and they have a premiere after 7 days. So what you're about to see is 7 days work by 8 students. It's something which is perfectly possible. I've been told that you wouldn't get much out of 7 students with not much experience, or 8 students with not much experience after 7 days, but you'll see what we've done. We were quite lucky. We had UCL's render farm, so we had about 80 machines. Next year we're hoping to push that up to about 500 or 600. So we're giving students, pre-uni students, access to industry standard render farms. So enough of me talking, we'll have a look at the video. Bear with it, there's one other little thing coming up. Okay. So that was put together, as I said, by 8 students in 7 days, right from the beginning all the way through to the end. And it's really quite amazing what people pre-uni can achieve, but there's so little support out there for them. I mean, as you saw with the previous presentation, I mean, how on earth do I follow that? Students that age are incredible, and we're trying to support them in picking up skills. So when they do go to university. If they choose to go to university, they're making the right decisions. If you're involved with education, pre-uni or uni-wise, we'd love to speak to you. We're also very lucky because we've got Ollie with us today, who is the director of that. And we're very keen that people going on this scheme don't just turn up. I'm probably the least qualified person in this room. I'm good at organising things, I like to think, maybe not. But I bring people together, and students attending this course have to actually submit as portfolios to get on it. They've got to do work beforehand. We don't want to teach them how to model squares, right? Or cubes, I suppose. We're in 3D here. So that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, you got it.
Yep, cool.
The microphone is here, or you
I'll use this one. Hello, that's working, cool. My name's Andrew Buttery. I work at, well, I don't work, I actually do work, come to think of it. I'm starting a business doing Blender training in Melbourne. It's about a couple of months old. But the main thing I'm doing at the moment is helping the Melbourne Blender Society actually do the small open movie project. And today, we've structured things a little differently. You would have heard a lot about render layers from people like Pitchpoi. I think Bassam as well used a lot in Tube and other projects. But we're not using render layers very much at all. We're using scenes. Hopefully this will work. Helps if I turn it on. Okay. Well. Okay, so we're making a short film. We have a team of 5. We've got 3 beginners in that team. So that's something to consider. We made a trailer as a proof of concept for the Suzanne Awards. We didn't get nominated, but we put a lot of effort in, and everyone's really happy about that. We just got there in the end, so that's great. The main shot, we split into 6 scenes in one blend file, which is a bit unusual. Normally you'd say, well, I'm going to use 5 render layers. But we did it this way. So this is very quickly about the pros and cons of the decisions to split that shot, and hopefully you might consider some of this in some of your own productions. So, our main shot is a handheld style shot along the street, and we broke it into sky, city, explosion smoke, rocket smoke, and our lamppost and what we called the hero newspaper. So very quickly, from the back to the front, sky, city, main objects, explosion smoke, rocket smoke, the lamppost and the hero paper. Now hopefully VLC will play nicely for me. Yeah. And so this is what the composited scene looks like with all 5 layers now put together. Yes, we need to do work on the materials. We also need to do a bit of work on the compositing as well. There's still some problems there, and we still need to do a lot of work on the simulation. So, but you get the idea of how we've done it. So, we did it in scenes rather than layers. And of the 6 scenes, the last one was actually a compositing scene. All it had was a compositing network in it. And it also had a link to the camera, which I'll explain in a moment. We had key lights, the sunlight, and the camera movement shared amongst the scenes. So that way we could have motion blur, which would match, and all the camera movements would work. But we could also add specific objects into some scenes. Again, you can do that with render layers, but we did it in the actual scenes themselves. Pros of this approach: we can work on each scene, and once the scene's signed off, e.g. the lamp in the hero paper, we can send it to final render while we're still working on the other scenes. With a render layer, I don't think you can do that easily, because a render layer generally outputs a multiple EXR file with all of your layers inside it. This way we could actually render each of the separate layers separately. We could do things earlier. It's easier for the beginners to render, because what would happen is they would just select the scene from the drop-down list. They wouldn't have to play with scenes, mask layers, selections, and other challenges that come with render layers. It also deals with the problem of we had rocket and explosion smoke, and for some of you may know that if you put 2 smoke domains together, they don't play well. So it fixes that problem. If we did make a decision to re-render, we could do it very quickly. The lamppost took about 18 hours to render at full HD. The smoke took about 3 or 4 hours each. It was only the main scene, the city scene, that took a long time to render. Some of you may or may not know this around when you're doing depth of field compositing, is it actually uses the depth of field data from the camera in the scene. And that's because you can't actually contain depth of field data in an EXR file. So by having the camera linked into all scenes, including the compositing scene, we solved that problem. The other thing we could do is we didn't have to render. There was 602 frames, but we didn't have to render all of them. So for the smoke, we only rendered about a couple of hundred frames, like the explosion smoke. So again, we could cut down on the number of frames we had to render. We could do things more quickly. Other advantages, although you get these with render layers as well, is that you work in a scene with reduced geometry. You only have lights that are relevant to that scene, and it's flexibility in the composite. So that's some of the other sort of lesser advantages. With using render layers, I've had a lot of beginners that I've taught, and render layers is conceptually difficult for them. Often they struggle with it, and it takes them a few goes to get it right. So, are we running out of time? We're out of 5 minutes? Very good. Cons, very quickly. Some problems with multi-layer EXR. It uses a lot more hard drive space. With both two people rendering ran out of hard drive space, and Blender, we found, keeps going. Scenes having different camera settings. You can't put drivers on modifiers for F-curves. And we had some challenges around Z. Well, so that's it. The last thing is, where is it? It's gone. Bugger. Oh, it was actually, our thing is not just about tanks. We do have some characters as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Maybe you need to start the plan because otherwise it's going to get the screen. Pictures, aren't you? You want the handheld or do you want this?
Yeah. Hello. Does that work? Okay. Hello. This is going to be a really short, shameless self-plug, so I'm not going to be able to, I won't be using the 5 minutes, I guess. Hello, I'm Andy. I used to work on some of the open movie projects, Elephant Stream, Big Buck Bunny, Tears of Steel, and now I'm working on Caminandes. A while ago, I was... this is just about what I'm doing right now. It's not really that interesting. So a while ago, I published this DVD for the Blender Foundation, and they kept bugging me about should I just making a new one, and I always said no, I'm too busy, not interested unless it's really worth it. So now I finally started during the last couple of months, and I'm still working on it right now. So I haven't really publicly announced it. But yeah, I'm currently working on this thing, and I don't know if anyone has seen it. The first one, it was kind of about making an entire project with Blender, from the first idea to the model, and then going to animation, lighting, rendering, compositing, and all that kind of stuff that just at the end somehow makes a movie. So. I will try to make this better in this DVD. Actually, it's not going to be a DVD, it's going to be a stick. And what I'm sort of doing is a bit different from the first one. I think in the first one it was this robot character thing, kind of looking. People compared it to like a dog. And so for the next one, I'm kind of doing a more organic creature thing. I'm also doing lots of sculpting and things stuff I've never done before. So I'm constantly making lots and lots of mistakes. which is pretty cool because I'm also recording every single step of the way. So right now I'm kind of in the middle. I've recorded about 40 hours of blending. Lots and lots of mistakes, lots of really stupid things that I make. So yeah, but it starts with just with coming up with the basic concepts and then slowly going into modeling a base mesh and then retopologizing, and at the end kind of baking that into a finished thing that you can animate. And there's also some rigging involved. Not sure if that actually works. So yeah, there's not really that much to see right now. I'm really unorganized. It's going to be a short sequence of shots. You can sort of quickly browse through my Crappy-Matic. This is kind of based on all the things that I've learned in the Open Movie project. So it's kind of following that idea that you start with something that's really crappy, and then at the end you hopefully end up with something that's interesting to watch. And yeah, so you probably not, yeah, doesn't really show anything. So. So there's lots of things, environments, matte paintings, mostly just randomly sculpting stuff because that's really cool. I kind of wanted to make a project that's not really like this is not a step-by-step, this is exactly how to do those things in order to get to the finished results. It's more supposed to be kind of trying to get people interested in coming up with their own ways of creating short movies or short sequences of shots in Blender. Because I think that's what Blender's about, like making everything. And so yeah, I can just really quickly, I have 27 seconds, show you the model. This is the current stage, it's in the rigging. I still have to do texturing, because this is kind of a tedious process. I have to record everything, and I'm doing this in Linux, so it's failing completely all the time. But it'll be all right, and hopefully I'm going to turn all these videos into sort of an edited time-lapse, and I'm going to be able to comment them, and at the end make some tutorials about the most important aspects. And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
One maybe. Hello. My name is Mathieu Dupont. On the internet, I'm Viralata on the forums. And some time ago, a group of young children from 8 to 16 years old, they were searching somebody to help them to make a video game for the elderly people, to help people in a retirement home to have fun with computers and discover the computers. So when they come, they were searching somebody using Blender. So when they search in my place, there are not so many people using Blender, so they found me. And the project was so nice that I accepted it, of course. So I had 27 hours, 9 time of 3 hours to help them to make a video game. So the 3 older ones, the older one is 16 years old, the 3 older ones already did some very small video games with the Blender game engine, and they convinced the other ones to make a complete game. So, but most of them, except the 3 older ones, they didn't know Blender at all at the beginning. So during the 27 hours, I teach them Blender, the basics, and then we designed the game, the gameplay, and they modeled everything, all the assets, and I did. They did small game engine logics, the older ones, and I finished it with some Python, and I'm very bad with Python, so I think it's completely ugly, but at least it works. So as it's a game for the elderly people, it was designed around the letters. It's a game of letters. So here's the name of the young people. So it's Tim, Joris, Augustin, Tristan, Lucas, Nicolas, and Emilien, Nicolas. So they modeled everything. They choose the color, they choose the sound, they choose the images. There was no artistic direction. And their own artistic direction. So the younger ones modeled the boxes. The game is you have boxes, and in the boxes you have letters that are hidden, and you can open 2 boxes at the same time. And if you find a pair of 2 identical letters, it will show in here to create a word. So and there is this guy here, which name is Memo, is getting younger and younger at every level when you manage something. So I will try to find the letters. There is no cheat mode except to play in wireframe mode. So help me because I'm quite stressed, so I think I will not find the letters. Where's the E? Okay, O. I will find it, E and E, okay. Just to reach the second level. And, okay, the G where? Here, no? No. Okay, no, I will get it. So so that's it. The letters, the words are chosen randomly in a list of words that the children choose. Thank you. So they decided the words to be used, and the words are chosen randomly in the list, and then the letters I put randomly in the box. So this was the Python part that I messed completely, but at least it's working. Okay, the O was here, and every level you change the guy, and he's getting younger and younger, and we are cheating. We go straight to the last level to see. And the difficulty is increasing in 2 ways. Okay, here there is debugging, so we see the words, it will be easier. So you have, the words are getting longer, and the number of boxes is increasing too. And we did an executable on Windows, because the structure that made it was using Windows tablets, and the young people, the old people, just to show okay, it was quite mediatized, the first page of a local newspaper. And what was very nice is that we went to the retirement home. I went twice, and the young boys went very often, 10 times in a retirement home, to show to the elderly people how to play. And it was very nice to see the exchange between the 2 generations. Thank you very much.
No sound. It's me. I'm the only sound. Perfect. Oh, you don't have a mouse? They haven't. So, hello everybody again. I just want to present you some new Mental Ray features. The next revolution of NVIDIA Mental Ray for 3ds Max and Maya. It's called Mila, and it's layering things, so you can put layer on shaders. It's really, really interesting, but it's not so difficult. So let's start using something better than Mental Ray. And I use a text editor and write about oh, it's not so big shader, maybe, oh yes, 4 line long. So 4 line long shaders with OSL. And so you have your new revolution, not on MantaRay, but on OSL with cycles. And you can do layers to have very complex materials. So in 2 hours, you can do better than in 2 years. It's just easy to use. You just have to put shaders on shaders. And here is a short presentation. Yeah. And as you can see, there is a shader, and you can put one shader on top and make as complex shading as you want, just by adding little shaders. It's physically correct, it's fast to render, and so on. So I don't want to let a Blender user step aside a revolution called by NVIDIA Revolution. So I just did it in 2 hours. The first work. So I released it, and the first work used by someone else than me was really, really interesting. Okay, where it is. Ah, yes, here. Yeah, sorry. In few seconds. Yes. No, internet is slow. It's loading both? Okay. Yes. So it's the first use I received from this shader. I think it's nice. A real revolution. So, next, please.
Just go straight in. Yeah, I think it's fine.
So, hello. My name is Olivier Amrain. It's not the first time I'm here, but this year I just do a quick 5 minutes, maybe not even 5 minutes, because basically we have nothing to show really, but we have still something to talk about. So the thing is a quick announcement, something about B-Render, which is a render farm solution that I started a very long time ago on my own, in my cellar, kind of doing things that computer can render together. And so that's like the first version. It's still working, you can use, you can download it. But as I said, I made it alone, and I'm not a coder, so I added things, features, and stuff that I needed for my own productions. And so the thing is, I used like a web server things. So I have a MySQL database, and clients talk to them, and I added stuff, very like hard-coded path and complicated stuff that made it hard once I decided, with the help of Francesco, by the way, to make it like open source, or to release it to people. It was hard for people to use it, to install it, first of all, because I didn't have an installer or anything. So yeah, we had some adjustment. Francesco helped us all, but it arrived at one point that it's just really not easy to continue to develop. So we decided to make a kind of a complete rewrite, a clean something. So this is basically how it's now. So it's the new interface, but it's really a work in progress. and a few lines about we are making it much smaller, faster, and there are many technical details that I won't talk about now. But it's a quick demo. I mean, it's not really a demo. How can I? Okay, maybe the keyboard is not really working, but that's yeah. So that's not how we are now. We have workers. So I'm my own worker, and the screen is very small, so I cannot even see the buttons. And basically, you can enable and disable a client. So that's how we are now. But the code base is very clean, and I think it's very nice. So what we would like to, if I can find back my keynote, just to get it. It's just to tell you that we're working on a new version, and maybe you. What? Okay. You see, but be careful. BRender takes a lot of VRAM memory, so don't mess with it. It really takes. Okay, so I'm just sliding down to here, and I invite you to, if you are interested, in a few weeks to test it, and maybe eventually, if you hear about it, to help us. Right? Do you want to add something, Francesco? I'm so sorry because I'm talking, because he's very busy organizing the whole stuff, but he did a lot of work for the new version. So thank you for all, and thank you to Francesco.
Hi everybody, I'm Koya Lubitz from the University of Bremen in Germany. We are working at new interfaces for Blender for performance animation. It's an ongoing work from the Digital Media Group, TZI, in Bremen, at Bremen University. At the Blender Conference 2010, we already presented multi-touch modeling and performance animation with touch interface, and in 2011 full body input for Loop Station with Kinect. And currently I'm working at my master's thesis at hand tracking with Leap Motion, and I want to show you some first demonstration. Okay. Yeah. In front of my laptop is the Leap Motion, and my finger is tracked and controls the ball, its movement, and yeah, it's recorded, and now I'm playing it back. Yeah, I control the hands of the kangaroo. Okay. My next steps are exploring the digital property metaphors a little more. So we think at something like you can finger walk on top of the Leap Motion, and it will be recorded and play back the walk cycle, for example. you maybe saw, at the moment I use the keyboard to control Blender, but we want to go to a full NUI interface without keyboard and mouse, maybe with some pedals on the ground, so I can kick to start recording and kick to stop recording. And my dream is some kind of loop station. You maybe know this metaphor from the audio guys. You press once, play the first basic beat, and then you play again. The beat starts and you can sing on top of it. And so you can record your song layer by layer. And I want to create an animation layer by layer. So maybe first the feet, then the leg, and then the hands. Yeah, and this in real time, live animation. Okay.
Well, anyway, not an issue. So, evening, everybody. My name is Bastien Montagne. I've been hired by the Blender Foundation now for a month and a half, on a part-time basis to work, among other things, on game dev development in Blender. And I've spent quite a bit of time already over what I call loop normals. So loops here are not the same things like edge loops or face loops. In Blender code, we called loops the polygons corners. So you have the polygons, the faces, and each polygon has a number of corners made by a vertex and an edge. That's what we call loops. And so this is used to create fake shading on low poly geometries. So the most known examples are vegetations, that kind of trees or grass. You get a better shading by giving each vertex the normal of surrounding geometry that reproduce or simplifies the shape of the object. So this way you have quite natural shading compared to default shadings who looks more like that. So anyway, what we have now so if I set, it's a bit difficult. Well, it's going to be difficult to illustrate this because I have nothing on my screen. So anyway, I'll try just with the edge, I think. So right now, if I mark these edge as sharp. Is this the one? This one? Okay. So if I mark this edge as sharp and the smooth shading is this one? This one? Okay. So if I have those edge marked as sharp and the object marked as smooth, we do not see the sharp edge. Now, if I enable this new option, so the UE is completely temporary, of course. Up, you get sharp edge directly in the viewport. And in edit mode, you can see those loop normals. Well, anyway. Okay. You see, you have different normals for the same vertex. Yeah, right. No, yes, this one. So you see, you have 3 normals, no, 1 per vertex and 1 per face. And so the goal is to export, well, we can already export this in wavefront objects and FBX format. And, well, this is the first step. And now I have to work on modifying those normals, which are currently automatically computed from the face and the sharp edge, to be able to achieve the effects we have here. So that's it. Thanks.
So you need sound, right? Yes. And you look for the sounding cable, which is down there on the. It's on this side. A sec. What do you need? Video, Vimeo, or YouTube?
No, this just works.
All right. With this I can work. Yeah.
I'm just downloading it before I start the speech. You can start the minutes now, because that way it'll buffer in the background while I do some explanations. If I can find the right mouse button on this thing. Blocked plugin. That's nice. Yeah, can I borrow a computer which has a YouTube version that works?
I'm not sure. This computer doesn't have as a blocked flash.
Okay. Then I'll quickly explain while the other computer gets set up. I run a small company in the east of the Netherlands. We work together with a studio in the UK and an American texture artist. And we use Unity as a game engine, but in our pipeline, I use Blender a lot, meaning cleaning up meshes, doing the UVs, modeling, creating level of detail meshes and stuff like that. And I'm happy to announce that we got a publisher, we're going to come out. The game is going to come out on Steam somewhere next year. And some of the stuff you're going to see has been made in Blender, like the laser on the side of the screen, the robots flying around.
It's trying to connect. Somebody has a better computer.
Fine.
Okay. It's connected.
Come on, everybody stops browsing the internet. You're slowing us down. We're gonna watch the ASCII version of the film.
Whatever it is at this point.
Yeah, it's buffering.
There.
It started all as a bet a few years back. Somebody said you couldn't make Minecraft on the Xbox. We did. We sold 1 million games. So we managed to make a world that's 1,000 light years big, of course, depending on your hard disk. You can make your own objects and add them to your own library, exchange them with other players, build your own stuff. There's a huge copy-paste library, so people and players can build stuff together. We have more emphasis on the build and creation tools than Minecraft, which has more emphasis on the survival side. This is what happens when you let the alpha tester 2 days of playtime. I guess only for the people in the back it's clear. So.
Yes, can you turn the volume down?
Volume down. C'est l'ordi, il va ramer. And yes, we're already designing it for the Oculus Rift. Non, c'est...
I forgot to say the game is under Creative Commons, and you can download it and modify it and share it. Sorry.
This is challenging.
No, I don't know. Je sais pas l'adresse en direct. Je vais pas la chercher l'adresse. Sinon, je pourrais.
Google has been bought by a Croatian lab.
Essayer de trial.
What is it? I don't know. Did you know that Google is a registered client?
No, I don't know. Like if you wrote...
No, it's .com. .fr is supposed to work. What is the...
Metropolis. Reverse. Mapping. M-A-P-P. Comme ça. C'est ça. C'est pas exactement ce que j'ai cherché, mais ça fonctionne.
Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Raimon Guarro i Nogués. I'm a visual artist. First of all, excuse my English please, because I'm not so comfortable sometimes. I wanted simply to show you an experiment that a friend of mine and I did a bit more than a year ago. I used to participate on an association that it's called Telenoica, and we usually do workshops on various issues from do-it-yourself to Resolume to Blender, several issues related to audiovisual audio and geek things. Anyway. And we did a workshop about mapping with Johnny Lemercier, and most of people did exercises with boxes and so on, project things on boxes, and some of us tried to do the reverse thing, to have a picture on the wall and to reproduce on 3D the contents of this picture and project over to create some sort of volume too. I actually was looking for not exactly this video that I'm going to show you, because there is another version of a friend of mine that is better than this, but we haven't time, so we are going to see this, and I hope you like.
Sí, ara comença a jugar, no?
This is crappy record, sorry for that, but and we did obviously this with Blender. This is the original poster and picture. I think you have seen it before.
A més, mola perquè el vídeo és només la part del final i l'altre es veu com a fons.
I think you get the idea, so hope you like. Thank you.
You need internet again? This computer is...
Yeah, better than the Mac.
Parce que c'est un AZERTY en partie.
Steven LB.
Ah oui, non. Ah, ça va. Il a l'air de pas tomber. Non, non. Ah. Non, mais en fait, il tombe pas. C'est pas comme ça.
Steven LB.
Ah, voilà. Sorry. Steven LB.
Casey.
Ah, celui-là.
Ah oui, voilà. Bon.
Bitonio. Tu veux une souris?
Ah oui. Je crois que ce serait mieux. Ah merde. Ouais. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Non, ça. C'est quoi, c'est une QWERTY ou AZERTY? Assemblage freestyle.
There.
Yeah. Ouais. Hello, my name is Steven Lepage, and I create this video for use freestyle. No.
Maybe it's too much.
Okay.
Make it 7 times. Okay, I think you can reload the page. Yeah. Okay, just try to full screen it. Ah, yeah, put it just like that so that it starts. Just make it 240 so it starts playing. Okay.
Ah, bah voilà.
And then page here. Directly, completely ici. Click sur la petite. It's hard, huh? Okay, let's try this. Force reloading. Loading a video on YouTube has never been so hard.
Bah, on renouvelle la scène. Pourquoi ça je sais pas. Ça prend plus de temps que prévu, c'est con ça.
Oui. Voilà.
Bon, on recharge la chaîne.
Elle est où ta chaîne?
Là. Ah bon, c'est ça.
baisse un peu, là. Voilà, c'est celui-là.
Another computer, maybe.
Oh, là. Comment ça se veut?
Aucune idée. J'ai jamais eu ce genre de truc. Oh, did you need the sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Go find another computer because this computer doesn't work with internet. So find someone who can borrow your computer. Okay. Vuoi dire due parole e poi premi la sbarra.
Hi, I'm Tiziana from the Scientific Visualization Unit of CNR of Pisa. I will show you a movie that we have made for a challenge on CG Talk, sorry, and it was for the Autopack challenge. The video is aimed to show the need for research in a very delicate issue that is the HIV infection. Here you see the surface of a white cell. Everything is nice, but something is going to happen. Is a white cell that is producing the HIV virion. Viruses are now approaching the white cell. This one was an healthy one. It's no more. And this is the molecular view of the infection.
Okay, this was our open stage. A round of applause for all the speakers.
you have to set something for your
I
laptop?
have to go get it. I get the computer.
Okay. You wait 2 minutes for a computer to be set up. And then we have Susanna. In the meantime, I can explain a little bit for people who are going to be joining dinner. The restaurant is in the Leidse Straat. Everybody knows where the Leidse Straat is, of course, which is if you go out, you have the square there, and there's this busy street where you can have a tram killing people all the time, right? That street is Leidse Straat, and the restaurant is in that street, second block, I think, on the right hand. It's not on the first floor, on the ground floor, it's on the first floor, the second floor, right? You have to look up and you see the name. You can find it on YouTube or on Google for it, whatever you will find it. It's easy to find, or you follow other people. There's also a map somewhere on the wall here in the body where it is. So in the restaurant, which is a very nice place, which has a lounge bar and it has couches and tables, people can sit, we can mix, we can walk around. There will be 2 buffets where people can get food from, you can pick. But the buffets also will have 2 stages, so we first will get the starters, lots of stuff, but there will be another one with even more stuff. And it's all Vietnamese, so you might not recognize everything, but the starters are the starters, the first stuff, and then the second part will be the main courses. So you don't have to stuff yourself completely full with the first buffet. You can wait for the second one, which is even better. We've been test eating there 2 weeks ago, and it was really, really good. And for all the people who are afraid for spicy food and stuff, Vietnamese food is not spicy, totally not spicy. It's too bad for some people, but for the Italians, for example, it's really good. It's nice, fresh, lots of vegetables, not spicy food. I really liked it. Good. So how are we doing here?
Yeah,